Hey, everybody. Hey, hey, everybody. Hey, welcome to Love Power Wednesday. This is your girl, Carmen, and I want to welcome you to Love Power Wednesday. I'll give it a few moments. I'll just do some introductory stuff as Facebook and YouTube, as well as Instagram, is letting everybody know I'm live. I just worked out, and so recovering from my workout. How about that? So my name is Carmen. I'm a faith and empowerment coach and speaker and event MC. And what that means is I really support people in operating in what I call their love power, which is your ability to show up in the full expression of God working in and through you. And ultimately, that's all of the reason we're all here, that there's a plan and purpose for our lives, that we're to operate fully in that God is leading and guiding that God has gifted us in certain areas to fulfill certain assignments that he's given us on earth. If you've been following me anytime, you know that I believe we all have the same purpose, is to use our gifts, our talents, our skills, our abilities, all of those things to ultimately glorify God and serve other people. Now, how we do that, what those gifts are, all of that is about like finding your calling, finding your assignment. And those assignments are aligned with the gifts. They're aligned with the skill sets that you have. And so, yeah. So love power is allowing God to really operate through you so you can live this powerful life that we have access to, that we have been promised, that we can have a life and have it more abundantly. I love the Amplified version. It says life to the full, right, till it overflows. And so that's our birthright as believers, that we can have access to. And power is an acronym. P is for personal leadership. O is obedience, spiritual obedience specifically. W is wealth mindset. E is energy management, and R is resilience. And those 5 principles really encapsulate what love power looks like, all being undergirded by understanding of God, like who God is, and because that really matters. I've done, if you go back some Love Power Wednesdays ago, I'm not sure how long ago, but I did a whole talk about why what you believe God believes, why what you believe about God matters, and what you believe about God believes about you matters, right? And what you believe about God's word, it all matters, and it impacts how you show up in this life and what you believe and how you operate. And are you operating out of fear or love and faith and hope, or are you operating out of lack and scarcity, or are you in abundance and prosperity? And talking all about that. So go and check Love Power Wednesdays. So tonight is called Pause for the Cause, and I named it that because over the month of December, I'll be taking a pause from Love Power Wednesdays. So this is our last Love Power Wednesday of 2023. Today, I pray you all had an amazing holiday, Thanksgiving holiday, and that you were able to spend some time with family and really operate in that love power and connect in those relationships that are so critical and vital to how we show up in our lives. And that you were able to be with family, however you define that, because that's important too. Sometimes it's not always the family that we in our bloodline that we share the same blood with. Sometimes it's family that we chose and decided to be with. So I want to just hope that you're taking time out this season to really connect with or reconnect with family and friends and whatever community you've created that's really helped to empower you and uplift you during this time. So like I said, this is the last Love Power Wednesday for 2023. Because I want to, there's some attention I need to put on some other projects. And I want to come back in 2024 with a stronger, more robust Love Power Wednesdays. And actually, I think it's going to be more podcast format. Like I'll be able to bring other people in and interview and have amazing conversations about their journey, about how they are walking in their love power. And so as I'm prepping for that, the time I need for that is really where I want to focus. And then some other business things that I'm working on. So I'm taking December off, I'm taking December off from this. One of my goals in business is to get to the point where I take the entire month of December off from all work, all projects, all clients, But I've yet to get there yet. I'm not quite there yet, but maybe next year. I'm working on it. So this year I will be able to take a couple weeks off in December and really just have that downtime. So I want to encourage you to pause for the cause, whatever that looks like for you. Taking some time out, this time of year is amazing for reflection. This time of year is amazing for introspection. It's amazing for visioning what you want to see come to pass in the new year. You can use December as this on ramp for January and into 2024. A lot of times we like to wait until the new year and then we start planning for the new year in the new year. But start planning now if you haven't already done so. And some people would say if you're not planning in October for 2024, you're already behind. Depending on where you are and what your business is, or depending where you are and what your life what you need for life. But I will say, encourage you to take this time to dream. Use December to dream, to vision, to think about, to write down what would it feel like to start to embody what it feels like to walk in and operate in the life that you truly desire for 2024, the goals that you have. So what does that look like? It means really allowing yourself to feel. So when I get this degree that I'm going after in school, maybe you're going back to school and there's a degree you're trying to pursue. So you have the degree, they're calling you Dr. So-and-so, right? And you are like, what does that feel like? How are you feeling it in your body? And I want to encourage you to get in that space now. Like feel it now. Feel it as though it's real now. Our subconscious does not know real from fake, right? Or real from whether it's actually happened or not. It just knows, oh, this is this is a good thing, right? And so being able to already in your mind's eye be there, and then allowing yourself to embody what that feels like. And it takes a lot of intention and concentration to do that. And so during this time where sometimes you may have more downtime than normal because you may take some time off work, if you got use or lose days, I'm telling you to use those suckers and take that time out to really not just go out to the malls and go shopping and doing all the hustle and bustle of the Christmas season, but to take a few of those days, 3 or 4 of those days, to sit and get quiet and really vision and then embody the feeling of what 2024, of what this time next year will look like. So what will November 29th, 2024 feel like, look like when you've accomplished all the things you set forth to do? And then to start mapping out what at least that first quarter of 2024 will look like. If you don't have a business, that doesn't mean you don't have things that you need to map out. What say again, if you're going to school, what does that class schedule look like? Then what does the other parts of your life look like? What does it look like in your relationships with your family? Are there specific trips that you're going to take? If you have children, is there time that you set aside? I've seen parents take, each child has their own special day. So if you're looking at the next 3 months of the first 3 months of 2024, how are you spacing out that time? What does that look like? If you're married, what does that time look like? Have you planned some date nights already on the calendar that are guarded, that when somebody asks you, hey, are you available? You're like, nope, I already have something on the calendar. And then that you honor that. There's a concept of rocks in our lives. And rocks, if you think of a jar, I should have had one just as I'm speaking, it's coming to me, this example. But if I had a jar, I would you put the big rocks in, and the big rocks are like your family. The big rocks are the things that are important to you, your faith, your relationship with God. The big rocks are your health, your mental health, your physical health. Big rocks may be your financial health, whatever those things are, the big rocks. And then you fill in around, so you put the big rocks on your calendar. This is time with family. This is what I'm doing for my mental health. This is my workout regimen to take care of my physical health and emotional, because we often talk about the mind, body, and spirit as these disconnected entities, but they're so connected. And so it's hard for me, because I see the connection so clearly. I may say mind, body, and spirit, but what we do with one impacts the other. Like they're totally connected. And so what you're doing, even for your physical health, impacts your mental and your spiritual health. So putting those rocks on the calendar, making sure I'm a part of a organization, and we have a strategy planning section. Sometime I think a couple weeks from now, where that's what we do. We take out what are the rocks, and it's mostly business focused, but also life focused. Like putting the big rocks where they need to be, putting them in place, and then other things, the smaller pebbles are around it. Like put those in the jar. So if you can envision a jar and it's full of rocks, big rocks, big rocks, and then smaller pebbles start to get filled in around that. So these are things like, work meetings, or it may be catching up with friends for lunch, or it may be going to do volunteer work, right? These are still important things in your life, but they are the big rocks. The big rocks are the things that if they don't happen, life would be miserable. If they don't happen, um, you won't be fulfilling your purpose. Like those are the big rocks. The pebbles are important, but they're not as important. And then you start to fill in the sand, right? These are things that may pop up and be fun to do. It may be, oh, a friend says, hey, let's grab a quick lunch or whatever. Those things are important. You just fill those in around the other things you prioritize. So when you look at your calendar, if you think of your calendar as your jar, go ahead and put in the big rocks for 2023, all the way the first quarter. So January 1 to March 30th, March 31st. March has 31? Yeah, March 31st. Put in what those big rocks are going to be, and then start to fill in those other things. But there's certain things you want to protect on your calendar. Maybe your kids, you already know that they have fall break and winter break coming up, and spring break. So all these things that you want to spend some family time. There may be holidays coming up, so you want to put those big rocks in place and put them on your calendar in pen. Big rocks don't get penciled in, they get put in your calendar in pen if you have a physical one, but the concept is the same, meaning that's guarded time that doesn't get changed. And I would say, like, your exercise time, your workout times, those are big rocks too. We like to make those smaller pebbles, but they are big rocks that we have to honor our commitments to ourselves and our body. We only get one. I was on with a client today, and we were talking through, and I was supporting her and just thanking her body. She's had some major stress, and it's showing up in her health. And so I was like, you got to reframe and thank your body for alarming you, for alerting you, right? That you didn't just drop dead, right, from the stress, but your body's like headaches, migraines, ulcers, stomach pains. Like, I'm yelling at you, I'm screaming at you. I need help. It's too much. And so thank your body, be appreciative of that. And so if you're experiencing any health issues, thank your body for showing you that there's something you need to pay attention to. And I want to encourage you to then go pay attention to it. So you want to use this time as we are pausing for the cause, and the cause is your life. The cause is the purpose that God has for you. Um, to take this time to really take a pause and assess what went amazing this year. What are some things you really grew in? What are some things you really were thriving in, and you got your feet under yourself, and you are running at a really good pace with it? Amazing. Celebrate those. Continue those into 2024. What are some things that were challenging for you that you never really quite got done? You never really quite got it right. You were flailing a bit. You may have gotten some things done, like stutter step. That I have some things in my area in my life that I can think of, like it was like really good, and then like no, and then good and no. So right, assessing what were those obstacles that I did not think about, or that I did not confront and then overcome to make that a successful opportunity. So thinking about all of those things, this is a great time to pause for the cause. And the cause, again, is God's purpose for you and plan for your life. And then thinking about those things where you just, you know what, you failed at them. Like, it was just like, I ain't do it. I had it. I was going to do it, but I ain't do it. And baby, I didn't do it. Ask yourself, is that something you really wanted? First of all, right? Sometimes, and I've been guilty of this, and this is something that my coach really helps me in, is really making sure that the dream that I'm living and the life that I'm designing is the one I want, and not the one I think I'm supposed to have, or the one that I think looks good on other people, but is it what I want? And so, asking yourself the things that you quote unquote, putting quotes up, failed at, is it that you failed at them, or is it that you really didn't want it? Like, you really didn't care. It really was not a thing that you desired. You had it on your list because you thought you were supposed to have it on your list, or it was the right thing to do, or everybody in my job does this, or everybody in my family does this, or as an entrepreneur, this is what you're supposed to do. This is the next thing you're supposed to go to. Once you've conquered going live, now you're supposed to have a podcast or a show or whatever that is, right? So asking, is it something you want? One of the things I had to really sit with and have been sitting with is my coaching program, and asking myself about how it should be structured and what really gives me energy in life, because I want to show up in the fullness of who I am with my clients. And some of the coaching models that are out there, just I never could really get it off the ground because it was not me. I wasn't feeling it. I was if you know the story of David and Goliath, and Saul gives David his armor, and he's like, "Hey, try on his armor," and David's like, "It doesn't fit. Like, it's not, like, it works great for you, Saul, but it's for me, it's just not gonna work. I gotta go get a slingshot and 5 smooth stones, because that's what I know, and that's what fits me, and that's what I can do well, and I can really conquer whatever giant that I have before me by doing it this way." So you got to get clear about what works for you. And so maybe you didn't fail, like, don't look at it as failure, but looking at it as maybe you got clarity now that that's not what you want to do, or that's not how you want to operate. And then honestly, maybe you did fail. Like, maybe it was something you really wanted to do. It was in alignment with your plan and purposes for your life, and you just did not get around to doing it. Okay, grace. Thank you. There's another day, another opportunity. But take all of that and really take some time to pause for the cause. I'm trying to decide whether or not I'm going to do my Beyond the Vision board training this coming up, because it's so powerful. I think what I'm going to do is make it available online and make it a downloadable so folks can have access to it, and then open it up for any coaching around it. I think that's where I'm headed, but I'm not sure. Don't hold me to that. But again, creating the space and model that works for me. Um, I'm working on some, just in full transparency. I've been having some, like, I think hormonal stuff. Oh, my sister calling me. So I'm having some hormonal stuff going on. And so, like, I have these ebbs and flows. And so until I can get my doctor and we can really regulate some of this, there's some days where I am like down, like my energy is shot. And so creating my business to flow with that, where I'm not where I can operate in those ebbs and flows of where I am energetically and in my life. And so, I'm not telling you something that I'm not doing myself. I'm not I don't want to come before you like I'm perfect, that life is like I have no issues. Trust and believe I do. And so pausing for the cause is a way to assess those issues and how we need to move forward. And of course, taking that to your quiet time with the Holy Spirit to really seek God about what your next needs to be, what you need to. We do this a lot in strategic planning with businesses, or I do this a lot when I'm working with teams, is what do we need to stop? What do we need to continue? And what do we need to start? Like those 3 things, asking yourself that. What do I need to stop doing? What do I need to continue doing? Meaning what's working and bringing forth the kind of fruit that I want to see in my life and in that area of my life. And then what do I need to start doing? And so really breaking those down in chunks. And again, then taking that information and starting to have it show up in your calendar as priorities. So if you need to start exercising, then that needs to be something on your calendar that you put on there. If you need to stop, say, eating after 8 o'clock, then you need to have something on your calendar that says, it pops up on that gives an alarm, and time is up. I saw some memes of Dr. Now from My 600-Pound Life. If you know that show, maybe at 8 o'clock every night, his picture pops up on your phone, so you're reminded, or some audio of him talking because he's got some one-liners that are hilarious. Um, and so maybe a one-liner from him pops up at 8 o'clock on your phone, and like shutting it down. I'm not eating after 8. I'm not gonna be snacking. This is my stuff, right? This is my stuff. I'm letting y'all in a little bit on what I'm pausing for. But just to remind myself, I've gotten kind of slack on that. Like sometimes I'm up too late and I'm like, oh, just a little popcorn. And then that turns into, some nuts. And, it's just, I've blown my calorie limits for that day, or what I've set aside to eat. So just all of that, whatever those things are, you want to think about. This is an amazing opportunity to do that, to pause for the cause, and it doesn't take the whole month. So don't think it really, if you could give it, an hour or two over the next few weeks, take an hour to a week to really sit with this and ask yourself the questions. And if you need support in that, feel free to reach out. I'm here to coach and support you in that, to really help you get clear about some things as you enter into 2024, so you can start out powerfully. So you don't start January 1 thinking about January, that this month you've already set aside the time to get clear and focused and get your plan in place for what's next. Because, faith without works is dead. I, we can have the faith, we can write it down, put it on a calendar, but we don't put in place the accountability that we need, especially those areas that we aren't self-accountable to. We need other people to hold us accountable. That's a huge part of the coaching that I do. It's calling people back to, you said you were going to do this. So when we come back to our session, did you do these things? So really want to challenge you to pause for the cause for this year. And like I said, I'll be back next year. I'm not sure. This is one of the things I'm really getting clear about, what LovePower Wednesdays may look like. And even if it is LovePower Wednesdays, it may be something totally different, and what that might look like, and how to expand this opportunity for me to teach more, and then opportunity for me to have conversations with people. I love to hear people's stories and really connect with them. So we'll see what that looks like. And yeah, but I'm taking a pause. So the month of December, there'll be no more LovePower Wednesdays, but there will be some announcements from me that I'll be rolling out some new classes or new courses that will be available on my site, as well as coaching opportunities that will be available for you, short-term coaching opportunities, and perhaps more longer-term coaching opportunities. I'm really sitting with that and what that might look like in my time as I'm moving forward. My book, I'm expecting a galley copy any day now, to really the final copy that I get to flip through and hold my hands in and say, this is, everything's right, or say, hey, we need to tweak this, and then get it out for printing. Thank you to those of you that are already ordered. If you're interested, you can go to whathe'dsaybook.com. That's what, WHATD, he'd say book.com, and you can pre-order the book there. And with that, I just want to wish you an amazing holiday season. Merry Christmas. And to those of you all that celebrate Christmas, Jesus is the reason for this season. I know I want to get into that. So I'll just say, for me, this is the time that I celebrate the birth of my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I'm very bold and clear about that in my relationship with God through Jesus Christ. And so this is a season for that, for reflecting on that. Like, so even pausing for your faith and realizing where you are, where are you in alignment with God's plan for you? Where are you in alignment? Are you hearing God's voice? And maybe a time for you to take a few days and fast and pray and really get quiet. So with that, I just want to encourage you, whatever pausing looks like for you, I want you to be intentional about it. And whatever the cause is, right, it is God's plan and purpose for your life. So whatever those areas in your life that you need to really reflect on and plan for and vision for and embody for next year, it is not wasted time. It is not wasted time for you to do that. It's actually, I think, very prudent of you to take the time to do that. And again, if you need support in any of that, reach out. inbox me. We can set up a call, and I can support you in doing just that for your life into 2024. All right, blessings to you all. Again, I won't see you on specifically Love Power Wednesday till 2024, and what that might look like. But I'm sure I'll be live within December, just to share nuggets that get downloaded and dropped to me to share with you all, and then to share some courses that are coming out, as well as um, some additional teaching that I'm able to do. I'm super excited about this coming. So with that, good night. I love each and every one of you. I pray God's blessings upon you. It is already upon you. I pray that you receive it. I pray that you walk in it. I pray that you are bold in all God has called you to do. I pray that you would operate from love and not fear, and that you know without a shadow of a doubt that God has a plan and purpose for you, and that you walk in your love power and allow the full expression of God, the full expression of who God created you to be, to show up in your life to impact the lives of others. Good night. Have an amazing evening. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. See y'all on the other side. Bye.